Speaking of Yankee all-time greats,
Yeah.
some big news with one.
Big news.
Now, this guy he's an all-time Yankee great. Don Mattingly, Donnie Baseball. Different news for him. He is out in Miami. After being manager there for a good bit of time. 2016, he took over. He's out 2022 now, so from 2016 to 2022, he went 437 and 583. It's not going to cut it. That is not going to cut it. Don Mattingly out. Mutual parting of ways, if you will. Who knows when they say that? Mutual. There's a lot of respect on both sides.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they just say it's a mutual. We understood the assignment here. We needed to go in a different direction. Don Mattingly said it was time for a new voice. Mm-hmm. And I think it was. I think it is. This organization, the Marlins, have a very bright future. This pitching staff that they have assembled is going to be one of the best pitching staffs in baseball over the course of the next 5 years at minimum. They're young. They're really good. They're exciting. So this is an exciting job opening, I think. So what's next for Don Mattingly? I don't know. But I do know the future in Miami has the potential to be bright. Now, we've seen another Yankee great, Derek Jeter, who was GM there, step aside. Mm-hmm. And he said, he didn't come out and say, but there didn't seem to be enough dedication to winning around there for his liking. He didn't say it directly, but that's the belief. So, yeah, manager's out, but are they really going to commit the dollars that it takes to compete? And then you look at the division they're competing in the NL East, it gets even more difficult. But big job opening this offseason. Don Mattingly is out in Miami, but not the only potential job opening. There's a lot of things going on in the manager world.
There was a lot of announcements this weekend.
A lot of announcements.
Tony La Russa is going to be out for the rest of the season with the White Sox. I think we all kind of knew this was coming because it was health issues, and the team came out with a statement saying he is just focusing on his health. Now, he does have another year on his contract, but they're going to wait till the end of the season to figure out what they're going to do.
The interesting
with next year. Now, remember, he's 77 years old. He's pushing 80. He's not a young guy.
Yeah, I think most people remember that. He doesn't look too spry either when you see him in the dugout.
And they're keeping, the medical. They're saying they want to keep that close.
Yeah,
to
so
home.
it hasn't come out. Nobody knows.
I've read reports that it might be something with his pacemaker, something with his heart, but nothing has officially been announced. They want to keep it private. So again, that's something serious that you can't really mess with. You do have to put your health first. You have to stay calm. But here's the more interesting question. Which manager's spot do you think is more appealing next season if they're both open? Is it going to be the Marlins or is it going to be the White Sox?
This is so. I look at this from a couple different angles. You look at the Marlins, and they are set up for the future.
Yeah.
And then you look at the White Sox, who are set up to win right now, which is why this season was so disappointing. Is they're not winning, and they're not going to make the playoffs as a team that is far too talented to not make the playoffs. So I would go White Sox just because they are so talented and ready to win now. And a big reason I say that is something I touched on a few minutes ago, is I don't know if this front office in Miami is completely committed to doing what it takes to win. You look what was there just a few years ago. This is in recent memory. This Marlins team had Giancarlo Stanton, Christian Yelich, Zach Gallen, who's now a star out in Arizona. They've just let so many guys go, and you just hope they're committed. And I don't have the answer to that. So if I have to answer what team do I want to manage, I'm going to say the White Sox because they're ready to win right now and clearly committed to it. They're committed to winning. It's just not happening. Now, whether Tony La Russa was a reason for that, we can have another hour-long discussion on, which we won't do today. But I think he was a big part of it, and I think the team has been outspoken about it. I would take the White Sox managerial job specifically because I think I could take it over, and I could take them to a World Series.
But what about the Marlins having one of the best pitching staffs? We've talked about that before. Pitching end of the day is what you need to get to the postseason and to win games. And if you just find someone who's willing, I guess front office has to be willing, as you said, to put the money forward and figure out ways to win, there's potential.
That's why I want people to understand how exciting this job opening is in Miami. Now, I would take the White Sox because that one it's ready. You take it over, it's like you're gonna start driving a Lamborghini. You know, I'm getting the keys to a Lamborghini. You get the Marlins and you're getting the keys to, let's see here, maybe like something that you could really upgrade. You know, it's not ready yet. You get the keys and it's a Ferrari, but one that's broken down and dilapidated and it needs some work, but it can be brought back to a Ferrari. Fixer-upper. You know, it's a fixer-upper. But yeah, that is what makes this Marlins job exciting is you are taking over a pitching rotation that has the potential to be the best in the league for a long time to come. So great job opening there, and hope all is well with Tony La Russa and that he is okay. And the decision for next year comes down to what direction do we want to take the team, and it's not a health-related reason for having to do it. But two exciting ones.
Very exciting.
Very exciting.